In this series of talks, I tried to unfold the truth behind the various forms of our culture. A spiritual wisdom based upon which the attitudes we have toward the world, towards other life forms, towards everything, towards oneself. Talking about oneself, I look upon this body as a temple. Deha is Devalaya. My physical body is a temple. And the one who indwells this body, I invoke as one non-separate from the Lord. The Lord is a conscious being who is all, including my body, mind, senses. That conscious being is not going to be totally separate from the conscious being obtaining in this body. Therefore, I look upon this body as a temple. Once I say it's a temple, the indweller becomes a devata. If I understand, it is Ishvara. If I don't understand, it is at least a devata or a part of Ishvara. Therefore, I can't have a problem of low self-esteem. This low self-esteem is a modern topic. There are workshops to improve the self-esteem. If I understand my culture, I can't have low self-esteem. I need to own up my own culture. This is the culture that we require to develop self-esteem. And if this is the culture, the culture which emphasizes growth, self-growth, self-discovery, not self-aggrandizement, indulgence. It emphasizes self-discipline, self-growth, self-adequacy and self-discovery. It is a perfect culture to grow and to discover and to own the wholeness, the fullness that is native to myself. That's my nature. Then, in the process of growing, giving is a very important element. Abhyasa, practice. Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya deyam, shriya deyam, hriya deyam, bhiya deyam, sambhida deyam. With understanding, one has to give, one has to share. Without a patronizing attitude, one has to give. Shraddhaya deyam. Ashraddhaya adeyam. Never give with a patronizing attitude. Never give anything to earn something out of that person, to make that person obliged to you in any manner. That's not giving, that is investment. Give for giving's sake, then you grow. Ashraddhaya adeyam. When you can give in kind, don't give in words. Don't tell nice words, oh, you deserve all help. Everybody should help you. I pray for your help. When his fellow is in a position to help and he gives good words, in fact, it is better not to say anything. When somebody is not in a position to help in kind, should give at least in words, should pray. It all depends upon the position of the person, the condition of the person. Sharing is our means of growing. We say, you share, you give, because you also need others' help. You care for others. That is called seva. You care for others because you need to be cared from time to time. Every day you are cared also. And therefore, caring is very important thing. In no country there is voluntary charity like in our country. There are charitable institutions just for charity's sake, not for anything else's sake. We have a lot of charitable work going on because of this being there in our culture. But then there are certain changes in our society. Ours was a society where there was zero competition. There was no competition at all. The son of a priest was a priest, married the daughter of a priest. Son of a carpenter was a carpenter. There was no professional dilemma. What I should read, what I should make myself qualified in which way, how I should be qualified, what will bring money. This kind of problems we didn't have. Because self-discovery, self-growth were our goals. And therefore, our emphasis was entirely different. How to embellish myself as a person and contribute to the society in whichever position I can, in whichever way I can. I contributed to the society. I dedicated my skills to the society. If it was peacecraft, it was peacecraft. If it was handicraft, it was handicraft. Whatever that was with me, I always offered unto the society. And I took care of myself. And then it was entirely different emphasis. Now, whether it is good or not, we have changed. The emphasis is entirely different. It's a competitive society, the modern society. And naturally, therefore, we need to compete. Compete means we have to follow rules. And then only competition is possible. And therefore, we need to learn how to follow the rules and play the game of living one's life. It's very important. Therefore, Swadharma is going to be redefined as Swasya Dharma under this Etad Deshe Kale Nimitte. At this time and place and situation, what is expected of me, that is Swadharma. It is not something predetermined. It is something that I need to determine. But in a given situation, it is obvious. That becomes Swakarma, Swadharma. And therefore, when I look at our country, we need a movement, a new movement we require. A movement that will bring about a change in our attitude towards others, a change, an attitude of consistent caring. And this I had talked to all our acharyas, all the heads of these great mutts, Prachina traditional mutts and Mandaleshwars, and all other heads of Dharma Samsthas. All of them are engaged in their own spheres of seva. I have appealed to them, and we have made into a body. These acharyas, the Prachina acharyas, have come together to be a body, Acharya Sabha. And so too, all the heads of Dharma Samsthas they have also come together to form a body to help our country grow in caring for each other. We need a movement like the freedom movement initiated by Gandhiji, how every thinking person was a part of that movement. We need every one of us to become a part of this movement. A name I have found for this movement, All India Movement, not for anything else, Seva. A total commitment to Seva. Seva is a very beautiful word. You care for a person just for caring's sake, not for anything, not to change the person's culture, not to change the person's whatever tradition he follows, but just for caring's sake, validating the person's culture and just caring. People in the mountains, people in the forests, people in the urban areas, there are people who need to be cared. And therefore, a program of caring, we have to initiate, and every individual should join that program of caring. Every individual should be a sevak of this movement for seva. It is not my movement. It is all the acharyas of our country have initiated this movement. It is their movement. In fact, it is our movement. A movement doesn't belong to anybody. That is why it is a movement. It is not another NGO. We need NGOs. All the NGOs are part of this, should become a part of this movement, where caring is the only emphasis. So everybody is a sevak, should go about talking about this movement and talk about the program of this movement. The program in the area, what is the program? If there is no program available, you start a program, you create a program, and the next slum to your house will become the field where you can initiate a program. The children have to be taken care of. You can start a hostel. You can start a home for small children. You can teach them in the evening something, bring them together. Varieties of programs you can initiate, and you can involve all the people. Talk to everybody what you are doing. Everybody should be a part of this program. This, I think, we need, that is the only thing we need. People have to care for people. The government of India and state governments, they have introduced a number of schemes. Lot of schemes are available. Honestly, they can be made use of. A little help from us, we can put people together. The people who need help, and the government scheme is available. We can connect them. They require, the scheme is available when a certain percentage, 10% of the expenditure, is met with by the villagers, so that the villagers are serious, and therefore the scheme wants the villagers to come up with 10% of the expenditure. The villagers may not be able to come up with the 10%. Then you can help raise that 10% from the people, and then bring that scheme to the village. You can do, and thus we can do wonders. All that we require is caring. People have to care for people. Unless people care for people, we cannot become a country of unique culture, a spiritual culture. This is a country of unique spiritual culture. When people fight against each other in the world, the only culture that can help them realize that there is enough for all of us to live in harmony. And for that they have to grow into a spiritual people. Otherwise, this world will be divided, humanity will be divided in the name of religion and cultures. In fact, we can all enjoy the mosaic of varieties of culture. The diverse cultures would constitute a mosaic of culture, one culture. And we are richer for these great cultures we have all over the world. We can respect each other, help each other, and grow as a whole humanity. And before that happens, we need in India caring for each other. We need to preserve this culture, this great culture, spiritual culture, from erosion, from inside erosion, from outside erosion. We need to preserve this culture, for which I think so there is no option left out for us. We need to work for it. And now that we have a movement in place, All India Movement for Seva, and then I want every one of you who has been listening to me all this whole year, well, to become a part of this movement and just bring about the changes that we require. The awareness of caring, that's all what we require. Our culture will be in place. Awareness of caring. Caring is our culture. Seva is our bhavana. Always is seva is our bhavana. When I have some itching somewhere in one corner, in the remote corner of my body, I don't want others to come and scratch. An NRI to come and scratch. I need to scratch. Therefore, we need to take care of ourselves. And I want you to be part of this movement. And I thank you all. Perhaps another time we will see and we will perhaps delve into the depths of the Upanishads and the Gita. And there is a spiritual treasure trove, and that has to be opened. We will do that later. Thank you.